Good morning and welcome. I'm Celeste and this is my YouTube channel, Celeste Creates, and this is Flosstube number 60. Wow, I can't believe it. It's been over 3 years that I've been doing Flosstube now, which is just kind of crazy and weird to think. And to think that I made it to number 60, and that's exciting, and I'm so thankful. I'm thankful to each of you because you come back time and time again to join me, and you leave me comments and likes, and just you'll make my day when you even when I don't have a giveaway and you comment. That just, it just makes me so happy. I love reading all your comments and seeing what you enjoy, and y'all just really bless me that way. And so you have blessed me all these 60 episodes and the tutorials and things like that. So thank you. We made it to 60. So I will have a little bit of a giveaway at the very end of the video, so stay tuned for that. And today is Thursday. Pretty sure Thursday, November 16th. We are getting close to Thanksgiving week. And it's been a little over 3 weeks, I think, since my last video, so not too bad. But I have lots to show you today, and I'm super excited to be back here with you. So, like I said, we're getting close to Thanksgiving. This is our last full week of homeschool before Thanksgiving. We'll take all next week off, the 2 that are home. So, I have 5 kids. Sometimes I think, oh, should I, reintroduce myself? Maybe this is a good time. Flosstube video number 60, we'll do a reintroduction. How about we do that? Okay. So, again, my name is Celeste, and I live southeast of Houston in a little town, well, it's not terribly little, League City in Texas, and we're kind of halfway in between downtown Houston and Galveston on the coast, and I've pretty much lived in this area all my life. As the crow flies, my husband and I are not very far from where we grew up. So, we kind of met in the University of St. Thomas in Houston when we were both there, married, and we've pretty much lived in this area. Well, not pretty much. We have lived in this area all our lives. We had an apartment, and then we had our first house, and we had this house. So we grew up here. We still live here. I guess NASA is what keeps us here, and family, and so that is our life. I have 5 kids. My oldest is almost 23. He'll be 23 at the end of December, and he is in law school at Texas A&M Law in Fort Worth. And my next is going to be 21 at the beginning of next year. Oh, that's crazy. My only daughter, and she is a junior at Benedictine College up in Atchison, Kansas, and she is, her last 2 years of her schooling are nursing. So by the time she finishes, she'll have her BSN and be ready to be a nurse. So she's doing clinicals and loving that. My third one is 18, and he is a freshman at Texas A&M University in College Station, and he is a member of the Corps of Cadets. And he is almost done with 3 weeks of what's called Hell Week, really. It's 3 weeks. They're getting ready to earn their brass, their insignia. They're kind of full members of the Corps, I guess. And so I'm learning so much. I've always known about the Corps. I've never had anybody in my family be in the Corps, so it's a learning experience, but he's almost done with this last of the 3 weeks, and he should receive his brass, and so he's loving it. And if you also don't know by now, I pretty much sneeze every video. So anyway, as I recover from my sneeze, yeah, I don't remember where I was. Fourth child. I have 4 boys and 1 girl. 4th child is 16, and so he's a junior in our homeschool high school, and he does drama and and does a lot up at church. He's a beautiful pianist. All my kids have done musical stuff. All my kids, yeah, I don't know how that happened. And he's doing classes at the local junior college and doing dual credit. And then my youngest is 13 and he's in 8th grade, and we just have the best time. So, and he does all kinds of stuff too. He's in robotics and drama, and yeah, he's a busy little boy. So, forgive my nose. My allergy season is almost at an end. I'm very allergic to the ragweed that grows profusely here in this area in the fall, and I can tell it's kind of dying down. So hopefully we'll have a good freeze this year, because from what I understand, if you have a good freeze following ragweed season, then it you don't have maybe as bad a season the next fall. So we can hope for that. So yeah, oh, and I have a dog named Doug who's here somewhere, but he makes appearances now and then. So that's me. That's my family. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I homeschool. I've been sewing for many years. I made my first quilt 20 plus years ago. My mom taught me how to sew. Anyway, and I think I'm just rambling, but hey, welcome. So, next week, all my kids will be home. I get one of them for only like maybe 24 hours because he's got to study for law exams. But it'll be great. We're looking forward to it. We got to squeeze in decorating the tree because of all the Christmas decorations. That's the one thing we all do together. So maybe we'll have to do that Wednesday night or Thursday morning, but I'm excited and ready to do that. So last week I was able to, my dad had recently moved out of his home and the home where I grew up, and had moved into an assisted living place. And so as we get ready to sell the house, which is just so hard, right? The only house I remember, I was there from the time I was 3 until I got married. And so it's just kind of, I don't know, in some ways it's an emotional roller coaster, right? And so getting the house ready to be able to sell it, and then of course emptying it of all its contents. And so I was able this past week to bring home, there's Beck the dog. I was able to bring home a few more things from my parents' house that I really treasure. And so, and that was prior to the estate sale. And so anyway, okay, so I had to pause the video because Doug was barking. And he hasn't made an appearance in a while. So this is Doug. Doug is our golden doodle. He's 6 years old. No, don't go yet. Don't go yet. Stay. Stay. Can you say hi? Okay. Say bye-bye. Oh, I love you too. Okay. Bye. 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 Oh, what a good boy. What a good boy. All right. Off you go. Now you can go outside. And he's going to sit there. He needs to go outside because he keeps barking. So some days he's a little barkier than others, you know. Looks out the front window, and some people have the audacity to walk on our sidewalk. And sometimes they're even so brazen that they walk on our sidewalk with their dog. And that's just bothersome to him. So anyway, he's got lots of guarding that he has to do. So, oh yeah, okay. So I was saying I got to bring home some other items that are just treasures to me from my parents' home, that are great memories of me growing up. So I think I've talked to you before, so I've done a little rearranging. Of course, this chair here, I've always loved this chair. It was in my sister's bedroom growing up. My parents gave it to me a long time ago. But if you remember, earlier in the year, I guess, when we were doing some cleaning out, I brought home this granny square Afghan, oh, there we go, that my mom made. Used to lay at the foot of her bed for many years. And so that's something my mom made. This pillow here I showed y'all recently was a frame piece that always hung in my dad's kind of study computer room area that she made for my dad. And so it was kind of it was still on sticky board and it was kind of yellowing and yucky. The frame was still nice, but I popped it out of there, trimmed it down, made a pillow out of it. So that's so cool. I get to enjoy that. On the wall back here is an applique quilt. It's really hard to point. That my mom made for me probably when I was a teenager. I don't think I was very young. And she always would promise me, she'd be like, I'll give that to you when you have your own place. I'll give that to you when you get married. Or I'll give that to you when you have, anyway. I just got it a few months ago. So that's a real treasure for me to have. And so then one of the things I brought home was this beautiful little sewing cabinet, and it was not, if I don't know for sure, unless it was a family piece that was given to her by one of my aunts or somebody later on down the road. I don't know if it's a family piece. But I know my mom treasured it and she loved it. And so it's this beautiful little sewing, beautiful drawers and the little sides that flip up. So I am super, super happy to have that up here. And so I'll try at the end of the video to, add in a few photos of some of the other treasures that I brought home. One of them was my mom's spool cabinet that, was in a certain place in my house growing up forever. It was always there. So I was really thrilled to have that. My mom's rocking chair that she sat in all the time. My dad's office chair. What else? Just a few other little odds and ends. My mom's mixer. Her Sunbeam, old Sunbeam mixer. And then a secretary that I think belonged to my great-grandfather, and just some wonderful things that just, I don't know, make me so happy and remind me of my parents and my home growing up. So that's been kind of difficult, but nice to have those things here. So anyway, that's kind of what's been going on in school. And I did go to the Houston International Quilt Festival since the last time I saw you. That was the very, very beginning of November. I didn't get to go for a super long time. They have what's called a preview night on Wednesday night of the show. And it's only open for like 3 hours. But it's interesting because I've been going to the Houston Quilt Festival for a long time. And over the years, you know, I've been, and there would be in the George R. Brown, it's a huge convention center, and there'd be the show quilts and everything, which was smaller this year, I noticed as well. But back in the day, pre-COVID, it was huge, and like maybe 24 rows of vendors. And then after COVID, it just kind of it got much smaller. And then even this year, I was surprised it was not back to its, kind of thought it might be, but it was not back to its pre-COVID size, I guess I'd say, for the vendor hall. And so maybe where there used to be 24 rows, there was like 16. It was still really fun, but for me, I know what I'm looking for, kind of know what I'm going with a mind to, you know, to shop for. And so I was kind of able to get through it in 3 hours and purchase the things that spoke to me. And it was interesting because there weren't many, used to be more booths that had just a lot of fabric. And that was just kind of missing this year in some ways. So it's kind of a, you know, toss up, see what you get. But I enjoyed it and was able to do that in 3 hours. So I'll show you the few things that I got that evening. And so gosh, I don't really think, I do not have a cross stitch finish, do I? No. So what I guess I will do is show you what I've been working on. I don't think I've had a new start. I think the last new start I had was, no, I take that back. I did have a new start. Okay. Some of these things, I'm not sure why I put here. Okie dokie. I'm looking at stuff. Okay, okay. So let me show you first. All right, this is a project I'm getting ready to put away, but I just can't, I don't really, I guess I could finish it before Thanksgiving. I'm just not in the mood to. So, I'm not going to push myself. It will be here next year, and I'll finish it next year. And by the time I pick it up, I won't have that much left to do. It'll be like, oh, look, I can finish this for next fall. So it is, it's one of my whips, Butternut House Pin Keep by Stacy Nash Designs. And so I think I started this last year. I kind of was thinking I'd finish it this year, but I'm not. I guess I should take the needle out. But by the time I mean, it's been a great fill-in project, and so I'll take it and work on it in the car while I wait for the kids at piano lessons or whatever. So here's where I'm ending. I mean, could I spend a day and fill in the house and the grass, and then when I come back to it next year? I probably could, but I'm just kind of ready to be done. Today's piano day, and I kind of don't want to work on this one in the car. I want to do something different. So that is Butternut House Pin Keep. I'm using most of the called for, well, I'm using, yeah, it was called for with DMC. I'm using most of them except for a couple of places where I added in. I didn't want, okay, well, those are the changes I made. So, whatever DMC was called for the house, I didn't want it to be solid. I wanted a little variegation, so I used Gentle Arts Toffee for the house. And then also down here, I didn't want the DMC yet, and it was kind of gray. I didn't want it to be gray. Anyway, so I changed that to Classic Colorworks St. Bernard. So those were the two color changes that I made. Anyway, I have been working on that this fall, and I made some progress, but it's time to put it away, and we'll pull it out next year. I think that's my only fall project that I have as a whip. So I'll put that over here because that's going bye-bye. Right before I, was that right? Did I do that? Yeah, I showed you this last time because I had just started this right before my last floss tube. And so this, I started with my friend Chrissy Keller, and we started His Eyes on the Sparrow by Heartstring Samplery. And so I just want to show you the progress I made. And I think this is on light mocha, right? No, antique ivory, which I really, really like. Sometimes I think you see the picture of antique ivory sometimes online and it looks a little yellowy, and it's really not. It's such a lovely color. So I'm using all the called for over dyes, and they're just gorgeous. For Consider the Lilies, which I did finish and frame, and I did the DMC for that. That was one of the first big projects I ever did. And I did the DMC for that, and I did love it, but I always kind of wished I'd done the overdyed. So I'm doing overdyed for His Eyes on the Sparrow. And here's the progress that I made, and I'll probably pick this up again here soon. So much fun. So I love how it looks so far. Isn't it beautiful? Love the border. It's a little, the border on this one is simpler than on Consider the Lilies. The lilies on the lilies were just a little more time consuming, and so there were more parts to it, I guess. So more parts to the leaves and the vine and the flower itself, and so then this is just a little bit simpler, and so that border just doesn't take as long. And they're pretty. Love that. So cool. So this is going to go back on downstairs because I know that that's something I will want to pull out again. And again, that's His Eyes on the Sparrow. I don't have the color copy of the chart, but I'm sure you've all seen it, or you can go find it. It's a big deal. It's such a pretty, pretty chart. So that's going to go back downstairs. That's a bag I made for it. Put a cute little Lori Holt crochet flower on it. So anyway, that's a fun one. Okay, so it's going on the floor because that's going back downstairs. Okay, what's next? I think I'll save the new start. Hold on. Okay, so this past, I guess when I was watching Olivia Pumpkin Hollow Quilts recently, And she said that on the 12th, so this past Sunday, she was going to be starting Sarah Stewart Hardman, 1824 by Needlework Press, right? Yeah. And this was my birthday start back in September, which I just loved. I worked and worked and worked on this because I enjoyed it so much. And so I messaged Olivia and said, when you start yours on Sunday, I'll pull mine out and work on it for a little while. So I did. I pulled it out on Sunday and made some more progress on it, and I love it. I'm going to put it away now. I've worked on it for about 4 or 5 days. There's the colors, all those over dyed. They are beautiful colors, just gorgeous. Look at those. So I have been working on that, and I just forget what. That's trash. Hold on, let me see. I should have kept that out. Let's see, back to September when I started it. And let's see what linen I put it on. It's really, really pretty. I love the linen that I put it on. I put it on 36 count Milk and Honey by Fiber on the Limb with all the called for overdye. And there it is. So what I've done, I finished, since I picked it up, I finished this flower pot, did the crown, I did that bird, I did the heart, I did that, I did that, I did a little work on the border. So, love it so much. It is just beautiful. Those flowers in the border are just to die for. So the house, actually this would be a great fill-in project right now. I'll have to think about that. But that house needs to be filled in. The alternating little bricks there need to be filled in. Okay. So I worked on that. I think I'm gonna put that away for now because I think I know what I want to pull out right now to work on downstairs, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. So that was fun, but this is definitely going back downstairs. Oops, my chart. In case I want to pull that back out. Really, anytime. Okay, that goes downstairs. So then I had a new start. I guess I should just keep this open, shouldn't I? I had a new start on Friday, November 3rd, and I am really loving this one. So this is a very recent chart. This is a Brenda Gervais with By Needle and Thread chart that came out last year, and it was an exclusive for a retreat, and then just recently it's been available for the general public. And so this is called The Light of Winter by Brenda Gervais, and it's a companion piece to Winter Rose Manor, which I have hanging downstairs. And I just love this so much. Oh, that border is beautiful. So pretty. So I started this about 2 weeks ago. So I am using all the called for flosses. Right? Okay. Yep. Except for the white that is called for, because it was a little bit, it called for grits, and for my linen, grits was not showing up like I needed to, so I just switched it to Dental Arts chalk. I leave grits in here? I don't think I did. So Dental Arts chalk is what I substituted, just so that it would stand out a little bit more on my linen. And I started this on piece of vintage straw flower. It's really pretty, and I absolutely love it. So here's what I have done, and it just doesn't feel very big. I know it's about as big as Winter Rosemary, but it doesn't feel as big for some reason. So the house is going to go here, and the house just isn't as big either. So that's what I have done so far. And I love all the colors. Those angels. I love this flower down here, that poinsettia looking flower. And I love the border. So that has been really, really fun to work on. And I will keep working on that during this, you know, holiday, Advent, Christmas season. And I don't know, I might get a finish on that one. So that's the Light of Winter. I love it. It's kind of hard to see the color of the linen, but it's super pretty. So it's kind of gloomy this morning. Yesterday we had like a rainy 4 or 5 days last up through like Sunday or Monday. I don't know. And then yesterday was really, really pretty, but now we're kind of back to dark and gloomy. So my lighting's just a little off today. Usually when I film these, I have a really pretty sunny space, but not today. Okay, so that was my new start, and I worked on that for a while. So that one is going back downstairs because that will be coming back out. Then, what else needs to go downstairs? What is this? Oh, this is what I want to pull out right now and work on. I put in just a little bit of work on it about a week or 2 ago up here, but I'm just not cross stitching as much up here right now as I am doing applique and hand sewing. So I'll show you some of that in a little bit. But this is Amelia Jane Chandler by Hands Across the Sea, and I can put a little picture of it in here. But it's just 2 colors. It's not necessarily a Christmas sampler, but it just speaks Christmas to me. And I'm using my own colors. I'm using Gentle Arts Dried Thyme and Gentle Arts Buckeye Scarlet. So those are my 2 colors. And this is on vintage, 36 count vintage Country Mocha. And so I'm pretty much almost to the bottom, and then that's halfway across. I could get this done. So I think this one's going, and it's coming out today to work on some more downstairs. Downstairs is my main stitching spot. So I think that is coming out downstairs, and I'm going to see what kind of progress I'll make on that. And I'll tell you also another reason I kind of want to work on that one. So that is going downstairs. This needs to go downstairs because it is a chart. These are my Christmas ornaments for my kids. So I finished, last year I made one for my husband. This is called Starry, I don't have the chart right here. Starry Night, is what it's called, by Prairie Schooler. Pause, let me get it. Okay, here's the actual chart. Prairie Schooler, Starry Night, 7 ornaments. I made this one last year for my husband. I think I showed you these recently, but I'm just telling you these need to go downstairs because I need to work on them. Because I finished one more, so I need to do 5. The other 5 that I want to do. I'm not doing the town, so I'm not going to do this one at all. So I'm going to do the other 5 for my 5 kids. So I had finished this one. And so I have little pieces of linen in here and my floss, and I need to take that downstairs because that needs to get done before Christmas. The other thing I decided to take downstairs, and I may work on this in the car today for piano. This is Love Your Family by Teresa Kogut, and it was my anniversary piece. For our 25th wedding anniversary, and I spent a long time working on this. I started this July of 2022. Our 25th anniversary was this past July, and I'd hoped to have it done by then. But again, I do love it, but the colors don't motivate me as much as some things. But I really need to finish this before the end of the year. So that is my goal. It's called Love Your Family by Teresa Kogut, and it's from the book Let Love Reign. That's it. So here's all the DMCs. So that color palette doesn't, just, it's very pretty, but it doesn't inspire me most of the time. Anyway, here's where I am. I spent a lot of car time. That's really sad. Sorry. Working on this one, filling in the house, filling in that grass. I really don't have that much left to do. So I need to be diligent about that. And maybe, and it's not hard that I can't work on it in the car, even if I needed the chart while I'm sitting waiting. But like today, this is the bottom of the lady's dress right here. So maybe I can get the outline done and work on filling that in. So it's not, it just needs to get done. And I will be thrilled to have it hanging up. So wish me luck, cheer me on, because I really do want to get that done before the end of the year. But sometimes it's just kind of hard to work on something when you're not super excited about it. So anyway, that's what I have to show you there. That needs to get put away. So what I did recently, and I kind of want, I do not plan to buy anything else cross-stitch related before the end of the year. I have plenty to do, and I was really thinking I want to make next year kind of a year of whips. It doesn't mean I won't buy anything, but I really want to work on getting my whips down, because I decided I was going to go back and count all my whips and list them from oldest to newest. I have 40 cross stitch whips. I'm not sure how I ever got there, but it happens. And I have 4 that are still around from 2020. One of those is that red and green sampler Amelia Jane Chandler, and so I feel like I could really get that one done before Christmas, and that would be one of my oldest whips, the 4 oldest ones that would be done. And then I kind of would like to start the year out and take my oldest one and maybe work on it and finish it, and then pick up my next oldest one, if it makes sense. There's also some on here that aren't as old that I could get done more quickly, if that makes sense. I'm closer to a finish. So in reality, I just kind of want next year to be about getting some of my whips done. Yeah, so I just did my little list and kind of put the month and date that I started it. So maybe I might wait till January. I'll do a whip parade and kind of recap what I've decided to work on. And anyway, that's kind of my plan at this point. There were 2 that I was considering abandoning. Not because I don't like them, but I don't know if I love them anymore. So we'll see. If I abandon them, then you will see those maybe in January as a giveaway. But I do have one abandoned piece in my giveaway today that I'd abandoned further back. Anyway, so that's my idea, is to work on my whips and to get some of those down. So I'm not quite sure the process of that yet and how I'm going to go about doing that. Because I also want to work on what I want to work on. So we'll see. It's up for debate. If you have any suggestions, let me know. I may or may not take them. So I think that's all the cross stitch I have to show you. So if you are only here for cross stitch, that's it. There was nothing cross stitch related at the quilt show. There used to be, Silver Needle used to come to the Houston Quilt Show, and they haven't been back since before COVID. So anyway, that's all the cross stitch, and I'm going to show you what I've been working on and the things that I got at the Quilt Festival. So first I will show you the thing I got at the Quilt Festival that I haven't started yet, and I probably will not start this until the spring. But there is a wonderful booth, and she's there every year, and I may have bought something before, but I can't remember. But her charts, her applique, her wool, everything in there is really, really pretty. Her company is called From My Heart to Your Hands, Quilt Designs by Lori Smith. So you can see it kind of down here. From my heart to your hands. And I bought this little applique quilt called Blueberry Hill because I'm really enjoying hand applique. And if I get brave at some point, I may try to learn needle turn. Haven't gotten there yet, but I might try. So she had the kit for this little mini quilt. Really sweet. Here it is. Blueberry Hill. That's sweet. Oof, there's just so many cute ones I could have bought. And there's the pretty kit. So that will be a really fun springtime project, so I'll look forward to doing that maybe this spring. Another thing I bought, I've told you before, my friend Merritt Crawford from the Sew Just Because Buzz and Katie from Sew Tattered, we are back to doing Wool Wednesday, and so I bought this cute little kit at the quilt show and worked on it last week. So this is another really, really cute shop. And these people do have online presence as well, but this is called Calico Patch Designs, and she had these really cute little banners, graceful words stitched along. And so this was a kit, came with all the little wool, and I even bought the little hanger to hang this on. It's another little stand. It's a little smaller than the one I already have, but in everything give thanks. So last Wednesday I worked on this, and then that's my progress. So all the stitching is done. I need to do the embroidery, but I was waiting. I guess I could have done some of the other embroidery. I was waiting on, because I need something to write on this black wool, and I just don't have anything, and I've ordered a couple things, but I didn't like any of them. So if anybody has this suggestion for a really good, makes a nice, not super fine point, but it's got to be enough that I can write down these words right here, to actually, that will work on black wool or dark wool. If you have a suggestion for some sort of marking tool or a pen or pencil, please let me know in the comments below, because I would really love to hear what y'all have to say. So I bought that. That was a really cute little kit, and I would like to finish that up, but I'm kind of waiting on something to be able to mark it with. So that is to be finished. So I guess I'll show you this while I have it out. So yesterday for Wool Wednesday, this is from a kit that I bought last year at the quilt show. Super cute. So this is, I really enjoyed her wool patterns from So Cherished, and this is called Snowflake Squad, and you can make a little banner, you can make them as ornaments or whatever. So this is the kit, this is the pattern, but I got the kit and with all the little buttons and all the wool to make all 7 of those. So I pulled that out yesterday and made one of those, and it was super quick and super fun and absolutely adorable. So I kind of turned mine into a little hanging ornament, backed it with some black, and so cute. Those buttons are adorable. I love the buttons. So those were really fun to put on. There wasn't much embroidery, so that was really nice too, actually, to not have a lot of extra embroidery to do. Don't always enjoy that part as much, but isn't it cute? Just turned out so cute. So I got that done yesterday for Wool Wednesday. Then I guess while I'm showing you wool, I'll show you something I got, because I can't remember if I showed you this last time, so I'll show you again. This is a kit that I bought from Bonnie Sullivan, All Through the Night. This is a wool kit. It was one block of a larger quilt. It was the Simple Blessings quilt, and so I bought this, and I will start this wool project sometime after the beginning of the year. So I always really loved this particular block called Home Tweet Home. I just love that. So I bought that kit, and here's all the wool that goes with it. So pretty. And the flannel. So I am looking forward to that. This is a Woolies flannel that she uses for the back to embroider it on, which I really like the feel of. So I'm interested to do the wool applique on the flannel and see what that is like. So that is something that I got, and I can't remember if I showed you, so I will work on that after the new year sometime. Spring. It kind of feels springy. It's dark, but it feels like spring with the birds and the nest and everything. Love it. Okay. The other thing I bought at the Quilt Festival. This is probably my favorite thing. Okay. I got a mess here. Hold on. Okay. Fabulous shop. I'm sure she's been there before. I don't know how I just noticed her this year or spoke to me this year. So here's the deal. If you look here, let's see if I can do this. If you look at my shaky, my fabric over there, that's most of my fabric. I don't keep a ton, but that's most of my fabric. So I don't know if you can see. Can I do this? I don't know if I can do that. Anyway, okay, maybe not. But if you look at my fabric, it's pretty bright. So I have always been a brighter quilter. Let me see if I can adjust this without driving y'all nuts. So okay, I've always been more of a brighter quilter. I loved and I still do, I love the colors. Gray Holt fabrics are probably some of my very favorites. I loved Bonnie and Camille for a very long time. Not as crazy about them anymore. 30s reproductions that were brighter, and I just love the bright colors. And really always said I would never, here I go again, that I would never enjoy quilting with Civil War reproduction fabric. I know I said that. And I regret it now. But I really did say that. I know those of my friends that are listening that love it are like, I can't believe she ever said that. But I did. I really did. It's so dark and depressing. How could I ever like that? Anyway. Just further proof that if you hear the word never come out of my mouth, don't believe me. Okay, so I really did think I don't like Civil War reproductions. They're just dark and depressing and sad. And I won't use them ever. So never say never, because for some reason I'm very drawn to them now as well. It's not like I've abandoned the brighter colors. I still love them. I have some beautiful, I have this one, my applique quilt that is going, that is a, I'll just show it to you while I'm here. So I still love bright colors. So I have this applique quilt going that is a, from Verna Mosquera, the vintage spool. It's her Cherry Crush, yeah. But look at those colors. I still absolutely adore these, right? Love. Love it. Okay, so I'm not giving those up. But I have become more well-rounded. Shall we say that? I've become more well-rounded. Okay, so I'm actually really drawn to the darker Civil War reproduction fabrics now as well. So anyway, I don't have many. That's the only disappointing part, is I don't have much, as you can tell, because that's my stash over there. So it'll take me a while to develop my stash of those kind of fabrics, because I don't have a whole lot of income to spend. on Insta Civil War reproduction fabrics, but I will build it. So a long explanation there to get to this thing that I bought. So I was in this beautiful booth called Yellow Creek. Can you see that? Yellow Creek Quilt Designs. Wonderful shop. So she had many beautiful things I could have gotten. She had wools, she had beautiful quilt patterns, all sorts of things. So what I bought, because I just about died, and I'm sure it's been there before, I just don't know why I'd never seen it. So this does not do it justice, but you couldn't take any pictures of it. But I'll show you a picture that I pulled offline. So this is called, this was a framed piece in her shop called Stars in the Garden. You see that? So this is tiny little hexagon, English paper pieced hexagons, which I like doing, English paper piecing. I have a bigger hexagon quilt, the Jelly Garden, going, but these are tiny. So she had this, and I'll insert a picture here of kind of the photograph. It's just a little clearer that I pulled off her website on the internet. And so she had kits for this, and you could do it with 1/4" hexagons, 3/8 or 1/2". And so even this amazing designer quilter, she has fabric designs too. Her name is Jill Shawlin. I think it's SCH, let's see, Jill. Oh, Shawlis, SHAULIS. So she also has some quilt fabrics out there as well. Really pretty. So she said even for her, she has to be in the mood to work on the tiniest ones, the 1/4" hexagons. I debated between the 3/8 and the 1/2", but I went with the 1/2" hexagons. So I bought that in her shop. I could cut my own. I cut my own for my 1" ones, but I just went ahead and bought them while I was there so that I could get busy. And so it was a beautiful kit. Here's my hexagon. So you can see, here's my thumb. And there's my hexagon. They're tiny. That's the 1/2". And then it came in this really cute bag. This I think is for a border that if you frame it, you don't use the border. And then this is for all the cream colored hexagons that are like the sashing hexagons. Great instructions. Here are all the strips that came in the quilt kit. Oh, they're pretty. Why did I ever think I didn't like these? What was I thinking? I don't know what I was thinking. They're gorgeous. So, those are all the strips. So then, she has a little video on her YouTube channel. She doesn't have much out there on her YouTube channel, but she does have a video out there about how she does, because there's multiple ways to do English paper piecing. I've done hexagons, the 1" hexagons. I've done freezer paper. I have done thread basting that doesn't go through the template. My Jelly Garden, I'm glue basting and then stitching them together. But she does it a different way. And so it was really helpful, and I really enjoyed making these little hexagons. So she shows you a way to make these tiny little hexagons, and you thread baste right through the cardboard or the template, the paper template. So it's a cardstock or whatever those paper pieces are made out of. So I'll take these off. Here in my little needle book, I have my colors already picked out for a portion of the one I'm working on, of the part I'm working on. Here is the little bit that I've done. See, you can see how small it is. So sweet. she shows you, usually when I've done hexagons, you put your hexagons right sides together and whip stitch aside, and you keep going. She shows you how to do it from the back so that you don't see the threads on the front. So I have a couple places where I didn't do so good, but you know, you're not going to see it eventually. Especially once you take all the papers out and things start settling, you won't see it. But there's my first little one, and then these little brown ones are going to start going around it, partly. So really easy. The sewing from the back was a little bit of a challenge. That's just I'll work on it. It'll be fine. But that was something new for me, so it was a little harder. Making these like this goes like super fast. Super fast. I'd almost rather do this than glue based. Anyway. So that is what I got. I absolutely love it. I hope I can work on it some, maybe this weekend, maybe today, I'm not sure. So that is a project that I bought at the quilt show, and I'm enjoying working on. So that's in my, I don't know if y'all, I mean, sometimes you're looking for, you can go buy fancy boxes and things like that, and I've done that, to put your projects in. But I shop at Aldi, probably at least once a month. I used to go every week, but probably at least once a month. But the way they shelve their products, they always use this is probably from vegetables, they use these cardboard trays, put the canned goods and other stuff on. Well, they're free for the take-in if they're empty. Well, these are sturdy because they were holding canned goods, right? And so they make great project trays. Free, sturdy, big, some come smaller. This is a really nice size one. So just a handy tip from Celeste. And other grocery stores or Walmart, I don't know, may have them as well. But great way to get some free project trays. And you don't need to spend the money on the expensive boxes, because I'd rather spend the money on the stuff in the box. Okay, last but not least, I started this quilt with Olivia B on Instagram and Flosstube, and Olivia Pumpkin Hollow Quilts, also of Instagram and Flosstube. And I don't believe they've actually gotten to start their quilt yet, but I have, and I've been absolutely loving it. I think I told you before, I said I would never hand applique. I'm hand appliquing, and I'm enjoying it so much. So here is the book. It's called The Raven by Blackbird Designs. Here is the quilt. It's based on the poem by Edgar Allan Poe, and I just love that. I think it's beautiful. So I was really excited. Somebody told me in the comments recently, it may have been in my last one, that this original fabric line, because I could not find anywhere in the book where it said what the fabric line was that they used. But you know, some of these older fabric lines are, of course, no longer available. But somebody said this was an earlier fabric line, because this book is from 2016. And so this was probably a fabric line about 2016, because they would normally, you know, would have designed this and it would come out about the same time as their fabric. And so it was called Wild Orchid. And so that was kind of neat to know. And so that's the quilt. But I chose my own purples, cheddars, blacks, browns, and then all my backgrounds are going to be cream. And so I just finished, I put this on Instagram, but I gotta show you here. I just completely finished my first full block. I love it. So I did a combination of different types of applique. I have not done needle turn yet. Someday I will. But I did both, excuse me, I did both Lori Holt's interfacing, sew-in interfacing method, where you use the interfacing, so flipping, especially on some of these big pieces. The interfacing is usually pretty cheap, and so, and I'll tell you why here in a second. I actually think I may go back to the, once I finish up the Lori Holt interfacing that I bought from Fat Quarter Shop, I may go back to what I originally used, which when Lori Holt was first doing her applique quilts a few years ago, when I first learned her method and she was putting out her shapes and things like that. I was using a Pellon interfacing, and that's the one she recommended, but then she came out with her own version of interfacing. But I think I actually like the Pellon better. It's a little lighter weight than hers, and so once I finish what I have, I think I'll go back to the Pellon. But so I'm doing a combination of that, and then I think I told you before the Apliquick method, which also uses like a paper or a fabric-y paper, which is a little more expensive, so I kind of saved my Apliquick for the smaller pieces, and I'm using the interfacing for some of the bigger pieces. So like on this one, the moon is interfacing the bird, maybe the wing. Of course, my stems are made with a whatever that's called, bias strip maker tool. So anyway, there's my first block, all complete. These are big blocks. They're 20.5 unfinished. I just love it. And all hand applicated. I did it. It's actually really easy. So I really was kind of wondering if what I would do next, if I wanted to work on that other bright colored, this Cherry Crush, but I decided I'd start another Raven. So here, I mean, I still got my new one. Here's my next one, different background fabric. And so I did the bird. It's done with all these pieces right here are done with the interfacing method, and then I'm sewing on right now. I can see my needles in there somewhere. My stem, and then I can start adding the other pieces. So these are pinned and glued, and I will be appliquing these on, and then I can start adding pieces on top. What was really exciting, if you see this fabric here, I happened to stop in a cute little Quilters Emporium in Sugar Land, and just to see what they were about and what's like, and they had some really pretty fabrics, but they had that fabric, which I was so surprised because I was looking for another black and I was looking for another purple, and they had this fabric, which is actually the Wild Orchid. I didn't see any others, but they had this one from the original line that this quilt was done with, so I was really excited to find that. And so here's the rest of my pieces. I'm all ready. So you can see, like, here's another piece of the pumpkin. This is with the interfacing, and a wing I did with the interfacing method. Then all these smaller pieces, so here's like a bunch of leaves, and those are done with the Apliquick method. Just see those? And you turn and use glue. Really, I'm really enjoying that method too. Pieces. And then my perfect circle, I used the perfect circles. I forget who makes those, but there's my little berries. It's hard to see, purple berries. So anyway, I think after I finish my video, while it's uploading, I'm going to be working on maybe stitching some of that down as well. So I'm super excited. I'm enjoying all my projects so very much, and so thankful that I get to do them. And so hopefully I'll be back in another 2 weeks. But before I go, I have a few giveaways. So first I'll do this one. So this is an abandoned project, and I would like to give this away. I don't think it'll be in time for you to finish it for Thanksgiving, but I'm gonna give it away anyway. So I had bought this and started this from Cottage Garden Samplings. So cute. Turkey Day. Really, really cute. And I just decided I was not interested in finishing it. This is a scrap of some sort of linen, and so here it is. That's how much I got done. Is that the top? Sorry, no. That's the top. So that's how much I got done. So, it's on summer khaki, a little piece of summer khaki. So what I did is in the chart, because I changed some of the colors, and you could either keep the same colors, you know, get the DMC that she calls for. There was 2 Gentle Arts that were called for, and then the rest was DMC, but I did a little changing around. So the only problem that might cause you is when you go to finish any of these leaves that I started, you might need the same color. Anyway, or you can throw this away. But I did provide you in the chart with the color changes I made. Okay, this is what I was going to do, so I thought, well, I'll leave that for you, and if you want that, you can. So if you would like this little abandoned project, so that would be the chart and the linen, so the chart and the linen with the start on it, called Turkey Day, I want you to use the word turkey in the comments. Okay, all right. Next, I want to share this cute chart from Waxing Moon Designs, and it is called Christmas in My Heart. Such a sweet Santa, and then it's got a version of the little verse that Scrooge says in the Christmas Carol, "I will honor Christmas in my heart and keep it there all year long." Super sweet chart. So if you would like to be entered to win this chart, you can use the word Santa, because he's a Santa. So that's another giveaway. And then lastly, I would love for y'all to enjoy the wool applique as much as I'm enjoying it. So I would love to share this chart with you. I bought it as a kid, but obviously I finished this and I used the wool. But it doesn't mean, you know, the chart, you could buy the chart separately if you wanted to. But you can get some wool and use this. This is called Simply Sheep December, and I love that little church and everything. So I'm done with this pattern, and I would love to share that with somebody if you would like to do this wool applique. So if you'd like to be entered to win this chart, please use the word sheep in your comment. And of course, follow all the rules, be 18, don't say giveaway. I forget what else. I'd love for you to be a subscriber if you can, please. And then also, I would love to hear from you in your comment. What is your most interesting Christmas tradition? Interesting or crazy or different? I kind of want to hear what one of your craziest, most interesting Christmas traditions in your family is, and so that would be fun to hear if you want to add that as well. So, oopsie. Once again, use the word turkey if you'd like to enter this, Santa, and sheep. So I would love to hear from you. And I have enjoyed being here with you today. Oh, let's see. What would I say is our craziest, Brayden, what would you say is our craziest Christmas tradition?
Oh, we don't have any traditions.
Oh, we don't have any traditions, apparently. What do you think is our craziest or our most interesting one? Pickle? Well, we've got a lot. We do a lot of different things, right?
Pickle.
The pickle?
Or the snowman.
The snowman?
Snowmen are anthropomorphic snow sculptures typically built in regions with sufficient snowfall and are a winter tradition.
That was Alexa answering our question about snowmen, apparently. What about the snowman, Brayden, would you say? Just that we have such a big collection?
Yeah.
Okay. So we do have a great big collection of snowmen, and I try to add some sort of snowman every year. He just made me a Lego snowman yesterday, which I will add this year, and then this may go in our snowman collection. Are you gonna get the Lego snowman? Da, 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 da. Isn't that cute? Love it. So he's gonna go in our snowman collection. Thank you, Bryden. And then probably our other crazy tradition is the Christmas pickle. So my mom had a Christmas pickle. It was a glass ornament, and it's green, and so it kind of hides in the green tree, and so you hide the Christmas pickle ornament. And I don't remember what we did with it in our house. It was a later addition growing up. But I made us, a long time ago, I made us a felt Christmas pickle ornament. And so it gets hidden in the tree, and so on Christmas morning, whoever can find the Christmas pickle ornament, because it really does blend in pretty well, gets to open the pickle gift. And the pickle gift is usually some sort of gift for the whole family. And so that's one of our crazy Christmas traditions, among many other traditions that we have. So I hope to see you back in 2 weeks. I hope you have a wonderful celebration of Thanksgiving if you're here in the United States. If not, y'all can eat less food. If you're not having Thanksgiving in your country, you can eat normally, like normal people. So be blessed. I am so thankful that you're here, and I hope to see you again soon. And happy Thanksgiving and happy stitching and all the things. Bye.